Hello, guys and girls, and welcome to the new episode of Critical
Chat.
Which
And there's
is
also, let's not forget men and women as well.
No, this is for strictly under 18 people. And that new episode. Bye, Josh. That's Josh. My name is Tommy, and this is our weekly podcast where we tell you Pokemon news, give you an in-depth analysis of specific Pokemon, a different Pokemon each week.
In a segment we like to call a revolving door Pokemon.
Mm-hmm,
and that Pokemon is a complete mystery. We won't be able to know.
We'll never know. There is one clue as to who that Pokemon is going to be somewhere in this video. Let us know if you find it. And then we do another segment where we talk about stuff such as theories. Maybe this week, theory.
Maybe this week, a theory. Yeah, it's in our topic of the show. So you already know what that's going to be based on the title.
Show. Yes, most likely.
Yeah. We also need to introduce a new member of the show, Charmikter.
Thank you for
as Tommy's
stealing my joke.
No, I was going to give you credit for it, but you weren't going to say it. So
a Charmikter.
It's a
Charmander microphone. Yeah. So here we go. Critical Chit-Chat episode. This one?
This is 6.
6. Wow, 6 whole weeks already. We got a lot of news.
So we should probably get into it.
Let's do it.
Hold on, Rayquaza's flying over.
Yeah, it's kind of a loud one.
Hold for Rayquaza.
So a sun and moon on the doorstep. The Pokemon Company has given us...
It's knocking on our doorstep.
2... Is that not how the expression goes?
It's going to try to sell us a pamphlet.
Knocking on our doorstep. We got 2... we got one really big English trailer this week, as long as 2 pretty big Japanese trailers.
Mm-hmm.
Now, let's start with the trailer we got on Tuesday, which was one English and one Japanese trailer. We'll start with the Japanese trailer. They showed us a bunch of shit that we already knew.
Yeah.
And then at one point, possible mistake, they showed this picture here, which is potentially a Cutiefly evolution.
Yes, it looks like.
Almost certainly.
Yeah. It's got the flimsy wings. It's got the cute little head.
Mm-hmm. So do you think Cutiefly... I thought it wouldn't evolve at all. Do you think it's gonna have another one? Because this doesn't look like final evolution.
Yeah, well, the Cutiefly could be the Weedle.
The Weedle to the...
Caterpie, that is the electric.
Grubbin's Caterpie.
Right.
Yeah, I can see that happening.
Mm-hmm. I hope I get Cutiefly. I like it way better.
Well, that might depend on which game you buy.
Buy both.
So, then after that, later in the morning, they dropped this humongous 3-minute trailer with all types of information.
We got new Pokemans.
New Pokemon, new game features, just new information, a whole new game mechanics. So let's start with where the trailer started. This new Pokemon, it's called Type:*Null.
Yeah, that's weird.
That is not a name for a Pokemon.
I thought this was going to be one of the things, the 6 whatever. The ultimate
Ultra Beast?
Ultra Beasts.
Which was revealed at the end of the trailer, which we'll get to.
Yeah, but they called the trailer that.
Oh.
Was called like Ultra Beasts.
Oh.
That was the title of the video, so I was like, okay, so that makes sense, like null, like type null.
And then type
that's like one
something.
of the types.
Yeah.
But no, this is just a Pokemon.
Well, they do kind of explain the name of it. In the Pokedex entry on Pokemon.com, it says it was constructed to synthesize the strengths of various Pokemon.
Like a Frankenstein's monster.
Right. So, with the introduction of Magearna earlier this year, they kind of are getting us used to the idea of humans creating Pokemon, and Type:*Null is another example. Maybe just a less creative scientist created it and couldn't think of a better name.
Sure.
Because it is a normal type, so its typing is, null and void.
Null and normal.
Mm-hmm.
This all plays into topic of the show, I think.
Yeah, I think so as well. We do see it use Tri-Attack in the trailer. And it does have the battle armor ability, so it could learn every attack as far as I'm concerned right now.
Wow.
All right, Josh, I can see your interest in Type Null.
No, Type Null interests me, but I have more to say in the topic of the show.
All right, I'll give Type Null a 3 out of 5.
I'll give him a... Right now, from what I know about him, I'll give him a 4.
Wow.
That could go up or down, depending on... We'll talk more later on.
Yeah, I like the idea of it.
Meet me in a half hour.
Okay. Next up in the trailer, they revealed another new Pokemon.
Oh, wow.
And this one has a name.
What could
Jangmo-O. Jangmo-O.
Jangmo-O. So
Or maybe Jangmo-O.
No, it's Jangmo-O.
Yeah.
Mo-O.
Yeah.
Say it like you're
in the Hawaiian accent. Yeah. So this is a cute little dragon type Pokemon. And he's got the abilities Bulletproof and Soundproof.
So he's very proof.
He's immune to everything. His Pokédex entry says he uses the scale on his head as both offense and defense.
Wow.
So he never turns his back on an opponent. And it also says that he has the pride of a warrior. Now, rumors are going around that this is the pseudo-legendary. We usually have a dragon type with base 600 stats. Dragonite, Garchomp, Salamence in each generation. What if he's a fighting dragon? What if it evolves twice and the last one is a fighting dragon?
Ooh, that could be cool. There hasn't been a fighting dragon. That could be cool.
That'd be so cool. Just an offensive beast.
Yeah.
But a really cool idea that we need to get. We never had a fighting dragon.
Yeah. Is there a steel dragon?
Yeah, you're thinking of Dialga.
Yes, I am.
That's the one and only.
Yes,
I'm pretty sure.
I am thinking of that. They could have done a better job with the design for a steel dragon.
Yeah.
Dialga's not a worthy steel dragon, I don't think.
Well, he is the creator of time.
I don't like Dialga.
Okay, well...
Palkia's better.
The creator of space. Interesting.
Same thing.
Time and space?
Yeah.
No.
Dude. Time is a human construct.
Oh my god, Josh.
Time is a flat plane.
Well, what do you think...
Which one could travel freely across?
What do you think a fighting dragon would create? What do you think his ambition in life would be?
A fighting dragon would be like... So you know how a dragon would is supposed to protect like a gold or like
a treasure, yeah.
Some kind of treasure?
Sure.
A fighting dragon would protect a tomb of a great past king.
That's interesting. There's a lot of island spirits. Maybe Jingmo-Os are in one of those.
Maybe King Kamehameha was buried in a volcano, and the dragon is protecting him.
Maybe. I hope Jangmo-O's evolutions, whether or not they do what Josh just said,
Somehow I doubt it.
I hope that their names are easier to pronounce. All right, moving on.
Sure.
Next thing the trailer shows is a new Alolan Pokemon. This is Alolan Raticate. Just like its predecessant Rattata, it is dark normal with...
Predecessant.
Predecessor?
Predecessor?
Predecessor. Fuck. Man, you try to sound smart, and this is what happens.
Yeah, so evil mustache
Raticate?
Rattata turns into puffy cheek Raticate, who's looks like he's always storing nuts.
Yeah, well, he does that because he sits in his nest all day while the Alolan Rattatas bring him food, which is a canon.
Do I look like it?
Yeah, it did.
I'm known for my Pokemon impressions.
His ability is gluttony, so
he eats a lot.
Yeah. Now, also revealed in this trailer next up is that Alolan Raticate is the totem Pokemon of the trial in Verdant Cavern on Melemele Island in Moon version. Because in Sun version, Gumshoos is the Pokemon in that exact same trial.
Which essentially means that one of these is more prominent during the day and one during the night.
Most likely. We know that different stuff happens in different games. You encounter different Pokemon in different games. Not just in the wild like in previous generations, but in major battles such as this trial.
Yes.
Which is kind of new and interesting.
Yeah, it's a slight variation on the typical formula.
Something that isn't a slight variation, it's a big variation on that formula, is this. Sun and Moon are going to be set 12 hours apart.
Now, this may sound confusing to some of you. However, there are day and night cycles in both games.
They do still cycle. Moon version is going to use your DS's clock minus 12 hours. So you're 12 hours ahead of Sun, which to me does not make any sense in terms of the story, because I'm pretty sure they're gonna have like similar simultaneously happening stories. Like if Moon was legitimately taking place 12 hours before Sun is a sequel to Moon, right? So it doesn't really make sense. Sun would have to be the sequel.
No, not necessarily, because what if you did nothing in Sun for 12 hours?
You mean in Moon?
In Sun.
Then
the Moon would catch up.
No, Moon is 12 hours ahead of Sun.
Oh, that was backward.
It's Moon is the one that's ahead. Yeah, minus 12 hours.
Okay, then opposite.
Okay, yeah. But then, so if you buy Moon version,
the same things happen in both games.
Right. You're just on. The point of it is to be on opposite day and night cycles.
Right.
That's the reason they did it, I guess.
It's just it's aesthetic, essentially.
It's an aesthetic, but kind of doesn't make sense for me. This is just my opinion.
So far.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see what they actually do with it.
Know so far.
True. Okay.
Next topic.
Okay. We got a new group announced. They're called the Aether Foundation.
Possibly Ether? Or Aether?
Aether? Sure.
It's Aether.
Aether? Sorry. You know, pronunciations in this game have been really difficult so far.
Just like pronunciation, when you should say pronunciation.
And I'm having a rough podcast.
It's okay, Tommy. We're gonna barrel through it.
So the Aether Foundation, the three members they showed for the Aether Foundation are Lusamine, which is their glamorous president, and man, she's fierce.
She's got some big old hair.
Some badass hair.
It's pretty badass. I mean, how does she do that? It has like 4 different bangs. She has 4 sets of bangs.
That's called layering.
That's like all her bangs coming down all the way down here.
Critical Chit-Chat. All your Pokemon character hair
Fashion
talk.
needs.
Important to note here, she does have the Z-move stone on her dress. Yes, that one. Wow, that was wrong. On her dress. So obviously she's gonna use a Z-move on you.
It's likely.
Lots of conspiracy theorists are saying that Aether is an evil team.
Like secretly.
But I don't like that, because why can't... Everything else in this game is new and different. Why not have one good side and one bad side?
I mean, that's like, we've seen that before in Ruby and Sapphire.
Kind of, depending on which game you bought.
Right, but
because that was a perspective thing.
Yeah,
I think this one might be more black and white.
No, that's the previous game also already.
Damn it! All right, so another person in the Aether Foundation is Faba.
Faba.
He's one of the branch chiefs, and he is known for his signature
Sunglasses.
which are green and stupid.
Mm-hmm.
They're unrimmed. He's an old man. He looks like he could be evil. You know, like he has a hidden agenda.
Evil. Yeah.
All the members of Team Aether look like they could be evil, but I want to believe that like they're good guys.
Yeah, I mean, there could be like us as like older players could be thinking like, ooh, these guys, they look like they could have some kind of scheme, but then they're just good, and we're just like old and jaded.
Yeah, true. I mean, we didn't get a lot of information about them, and maybe that's why people want to like, I don't know. We don't really know what their motive in the game is yet.
Yeah.
And the other branch chief for Aether is this lady here, Wick. She's I want to give kudos to Pokemon here for representing a more voluptuous body image in a Pokemon game for once.
Yeah, literally.
I mean, she's not like obese, but at least she's not rail thin like every other character.
Yeah. Well, who's in Ruby? Who's the helper person?
In Ruby?
Yeah.
The helper person.
That person's like kind of big too.
I don't know who you're talking about.
But I actually don't know if it's a man or a woman.
Tierno in X and Y is your fat friend. He's got like the vanillite on his shirt.
Yeah. But like, see, all the they're always like a caricature.
Yeah.
In Pokemon, like he's got a vanilla ice on his shirt.
Yeah.
He likes ice cream.
Yeah, this is she's just a lady who happens to not be a stick figure.
Yeah.
And she's a branch chief too. I don't really know what that means. Maybe each island has their own branch chief.
Maybe.
With Blondie Lusamine looking over all of them as the CEO. President. It'll be interesting to see what their roles are individually.
Yeah.
And then they just show us a quick thing of the Foundation employees.
The grunts, if you will.
Aether grunts, pretty much. They're decked out in white.
Decked out.
Where Team Skull's decked out in black.
Black and white 2, black and white 3.
Ooh.
Sun and Moon.
I don't know. I think it's pretty obvious to me that
they're the good guys.
They're just rivaling gangs.
Yeah.
Or foundations. They're not gangs like in previous groups. It looks like they actually hold a lot of power on the islands.
Interesting.
How you doing, Josh? You okay?
I'm doing so good.
Okay. Well, we'll move on. The next thing they reveal is Gladion, who is Team Skull's enforcer. Now, here is my question to you, Josh. Why not announce Gladion when they're announcing all the other Team Skull members in the earlier trailer?
Seems suspicious. I wonder what it could be.
That was me. I asked you that.
I was setting you up to explain it.
Oh. I'll tell you what. He bears resemblance to Lusamine and Lily.
Could they be
siblings?
The same person.
No. Siblings? Maybe. I don't know. I think Gladion's going to have a bigger role in the story, even though he's not the head honcho of Team Skull. Maybe that's why they waited till now to reveal him. He looks evil, emo as hell. He's got those capris on and that side man purse.
Satchel. Yeah, his hair is it's doing a bang thing as well. He's got a couple bangs, not as much as Lusamine. I mean, Lusamine is probably the poster child sister, and like this guy is like in her shadow, like literally. It's like, I'm joining Team Skull. I'm gonna be all emo.
Yeah,
like that brother, and then Lily's like secretly working for one of them.
Yeah. Well, I think, no, Lily isn't working for either of them. Her whole agenda is she doesn't like when Pokemon battle.
But she's mysterious and quiet.
Right. I think we'll get to her in a little bit.
We will.
Let's hold on here.
Talk to me in half an hour.
So I was glad, yeah. Next thing in the trailer that we see is a pretty long segment. We see Dexio and Sina?
John Cena.
Damn it, I knew you were going to say that. Dexio and Sina, who were the professor's assistants in X and Y. Mm-hmm. They show up, walk up to you in their disguises, aka Hawaiian clothes. Mm-hmm. And they give you the Zygarde Cube. And they tell you, go out around the islands, find some Zygarde cells, find some Zygarde cores, and you'll figure out all the forms of Zygarde.
Wow.
So that's kind of how they threw Zygarde into this game. They use people from X and Y.
Yeah. This is clearly just a... Shit, we forgot the next game. We forgot to do the in-between game.
Like, we released all these images of Zygarde's forms and then never released the...
Here, take this box. Go find them all, and that's it.
I mean, literally, characters from X and Y are telling you to go find Zygarde.
Yeah, but those aren't the only old characters in this game.
We'll get to that.
Right
in a
now.
while. After that, they show us a brand new feature in the game, Pokefind. You can take pictures.
It's a Charmander.
This is a feature that no one's going to use. This is not Pokemon Snap. I don't know why everyone's buzzing about it.
Yeah, people are excited for Pokemon's would like a Pokemon Snap game, but when I'm playing Pokemon, I don't want to take pictures of the Pokemon.
Yeah, it seems like a waste of time.
I never use Pokemon Ami, and I never feed and pet my Pokemon, the current ones or whatever.
Yeah,
I just want to catch and battle Pokemon. Is that okay? Can I do that? Do I have to be all distracted by these pictures?
Distracted?
Yeah. Because guess what? It's going to be a thing where they're like, hey, here, try this new program for your Rotom. Let me show you how to do it for 20 minutes.
Yeah, it is going to be very similar to Pokemon Amy, where it's a cool, cute feature to do for 10 minutes every once in a while.
Yeah.
But it's not going to be a big feature of the game. It doesn't really matter. I mean, it's fine. All right. Then the trailer comes to an epic conclusion.
Hold on. They could, I guess, incorporate it in a cool way, maybe. The pictures.
Oh, but that's... But
I don't know
not.
If they will. But
they're not. No, the pictures you can post onto the forum. That's also part of the Rotom Dex, and people like your pictures. It's like Instagram.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. So they're not going to incorporate it in a cool.
Because you're taking a picture, they show that Dragonite.
Yeah, there could be
that's just a Dragonite.
There could be a mission where it's go snap a pic of this rare Pokemon and bring it back to me. Because we know there's random missions.
Yeah. But I was thinking more online. I mean, it's not worth it unless you're going to be able to catch that Pokemon or get an item that's really good. You know?
Yeah, sure. Maybe your reward for snapping the pic is a good item.
A Dragonite Z. A Dragonium.
Dragonite Z? It Mega Evolves Dragonite and gives it a Z move?
Yeah.
Dang.
It's Eum?
Draganium, yeah.
Draganium.
Which doesn't exist yet. We're just
speculating
blindly. Okay, so that's Pokefind. Now, they wrap the trailer up very quickly, glossing over this. UB01. And yes, that is the official Pokemon name. Mm-hmm. UB-01. It is Ultra Beast 1. There's some folklore about mysterious Ultra Beasts going around the Alolan Islands. Not really sure what they do.
Yeah, so its Pokedex entry says something a little strange.
Do you want to read my quote?
No.
Okay.
So basically, people are just saying this Pokemon's movements kind of look like the movements of a little girl. Which is
that's almost the exact
creepy
quote. And suspicious. Because, let me say, who does it look a little bit like?
Looks like Lily.
Dude, you're right. And I think we're the first people to notice this.
That's not true.
What if... Okay. You know, I'm actually not on board with the whole, like, Ultra Beasts are humans turned into Pokemon.
I think they're humans fused with Pokemon.
Wow. But maybe. Because
We'll get into that later in the topic of the show. Talk to me in 30 minutes.
There's 30 minutes still. There's a lot of new Pokemon that have to do with experimenting and creation by humans. So it's possible we do see it coming out of like a weird wormhole thing, though.
Right, and actually, in the latest Japanese trailer, in the cool like pre-rendered like CG thing, where Lunala and Solgaleo are like going through that like rift, it looks very similar to that.
Yeah, they're also jumping through a wormhole type thing.
Yeah,
I don't think it looks that similar, but yeah, that does happen.
Yeah.
Okay.
Could be related.
There's something fishy going on. Do you remember in Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire Delta episode, the scientists were like trying to launch some rocket up into space that was going to open a wormhole?
Yeah.
Just saying.
Sure.
All right. So.
More on that when we return from the short break.
And we're back. And we're back. Josh, you know this app, Pokemon Go?
Pokemon Go. I think like something like 100 million people played that.
100 million.
That's 1,000.
So that would be
1,000
1 billion people.
1,000 million.
1,000 million's a billion. Okay, so we got lots of Sums news about Pokemon Go.
Lots of Sums news.
First of all, Pokemon Go for Apple Watch.
Hello.
What do you think about that?
It's cool. I think it makes a lot of sense. It's going to be very handy to be able to...
Handy.
Or wristy. To be able to hatch your eggs, catch your Pokemons.
Hatch your eggs, catch your Pokemon. Yeah, it's cool. I mean, why not?
I don't have an Apple Watch.
No, nobody does. So it doesn't matter. Pokemon Go Plus. Now, that's going to be released
another official
September 16th.
That's in like a few days.
All those people who spend hundreds of dollars finally know when their thing is going to come in 3 weeks. Yeah, good for the people who bought that. I don't think we will be.
Yeah, I think a lot of people really jumped on, and most of those people have stopped playing. So.
Yeah, Pokemon Go is kind of dwindling down a little bit with the general public.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I need to see what this wristband thing does.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it really does too much.
Not enough to justify a $35 purchase.
Yeah, it essentially blinks and vibrates.
Yeah, and I have plenty of things that do that. Pokemon Go update version 1.7 for iOS users is rolling out as of... Well, it's probably all rolled out by the time this podcast comes out.
Yeah, definitely.
We got the Buddy system.
Buddy system officially being released.
We got Pokemon Go Plus compatibility, obviously. Yeah. And then they also made it easier to click on small Pokemon.
Yeah, I saw that. I was like, most notably. And then also the something I've experienced, and I've talked to a lot of people who've experienced this as well. They fixed the animation not showing up when eggs hatch.
Right.
And
which I've never experienced that.
You haven't seen that?
No.
Oh yeah, it's happened to me before. It's happened to some other people where they'll have an egg and they're like waiting for it to hatch, and they know that they're like 0.01 away from it, and they'll just be looking forever, and they're like, what the hell's happening? And then they'll look at their eggs and they'll see that they don't have any in an incubator.
Oh, but they have the Pokemon in there?
They have the Pokemon, yeah.
That's weird.
Yeah, it's happened to quite a few people. So they announced that they are fixing that as well, and it's already fixed.
Yeah, that's good. Good update. Pokemon Go is...
minor text fixes as well. At the
always got
Except for that one time where they specifically said no text fixes.
Jesus. Okay, yeah. I mean, that's... Pokemon Go is... They're still putting a lot of time and money into it.
And also the Apple Watch app kind of explains a lot of the... They're a small team already, and now they're split into... fixed bugs and Apple Watch app compatibility and the
server maintenance,
the Pokemon Go Plus app compatibility, So,
They're doing a lot of stuff with this app.
they are. It's pretty insane, especially with the volume of people using it. That's very hard to do. So I give them a lot of credit for what they've been able to. We have a working product, like a consistently working app now. So, and we've had that for a while.
Yeah.
But I mean, props out to Niantic. Great work.
Sure. It's good to see Pokemon Go continuing to thrive in a different way, maybe.
Yeah.
Let's move on, because wouldn't you believe we've been talking for a half an hour already?
Hey, talk to me in half an hour.
Because I wouldn't believe that. Is that right?
That's right.
Okay. In anime news, so...
This is our first anime news story. We're going to start covering this when we can.
Maybe. I mean, this one's kind of potentially important to more than anime. So, a trailer for next week's hour-long episode promised that there will be a big announcement alongside the episode. And that's all we know. It could be literally anything.
Wow. Well, maybe the next for maybe the Sun and Moon series.
Maybe. Yeah. Because this hour-long special episode is going to conclude the Team Flare storyline.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably it then.
Yeah.
Well, okay. That's kind of cool, I guess.
Yeah, so cool.
Also, this is a Japanese trailer. This episode's not airing in America. Of course, it airs in Japan first. It takes a long time to dub it in English. All right. Let's move on to the next... Do you need a water or something, man? We're talking a lot here.
I'm okay.
Maybe that's just me. Okay.
Do you want a water?
It's okay. We're rolling. All right. Last piece of news was another freaking trailer. This was a 5.5-minute Japanese trailer.
This is a big boy.
It took us a couple days here in America to really figure out what the hell was going on. This is the one that you alluded to where Lunala and Solgaleo jump into a wormhole at the end.
Yes.
There's lots of weird, like, CG animations with those two legendaries. Not sure if that's official gameplay or not.
Yes, but we watched it on a 50-inch HD screen TV.
Hardly relevant. Okay, so the important things from this trailer is Samson Oak.
Samson Oak!
This guy right here.
This is the chillest bro.
Let me tell you about Samson Oak. He is Professor Oak's cousin. And his
real cousin.
His real cousin. And his role in the game is to give you information about Alolan forms of Pokemon.
He's the Alolan Professor Oak.
It literally says that on Pokemon's website.
I know. They're running with the joke.
I don't know. I mean, it's kind of funny. Sure, why not?
Yeah. He's got the long, like, mullet hair.
Yeah, and, like, this way overly tan skin.
Yeah. He's lived there for a long time, man.
Yeah. I guess.
It's pretty funny. It's pretty cool. I like it.
I like it. It's funny. It would have been funny if it was just like Professor Oak's been on vacation since Gen 1.
Yeah.
He's all tan now, but whatever. So, do you think this confirms that all the Alolan forms are going to be Gen 1 exclusive?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so too. If we didn't already, strongly assume that at this point.
Yeah, if they had more, then they would have announced them already.
Yeah.
There are more popular Pokemon than Sandshrew.
So I know you don't want any more Alolan Pokemon, but what about the starters?
I think.
I mean, we already know
the starters.
We already know Charizard doesn't have an Alolan form.
Right.
So never mind. Never mind.
Yeah, the starters aren't gonna. Yeah, they're not gonna touch the starters.
Yeah, you're right. Though we have seen Charizard in the Poker Ride segment announcement. Boom. Segue. Next thing that's important from this trailer, we have official names for Poker Rides. So each Pokemon has its own name for when you ride it.
Yeah.
The ones they highlight in the trailer are Lapras Swim, Sharpedo Jet, and Charizard Flight. This is cool.
Yeah.
I mean, between this and Z moves, they're really giving Pokemon unique identities.
Yeah. And So Charizard Flight, Sharpedo Jet, and Lapras Swim. These are, I think the way it works is it's like a service.
You think so?
I think it's, yeah.
Okay.
Where it's like Uber.
Right.
Where you can be like, I need to use my Charizard Flight app, I need to fly somewhere. And then, hi, I'm Flame Boy, the Charizard.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be your Charizard Flight operator today.
You think Pokemon can talk now?
No. But I think like that's like what it's gonna be like, and then like you pay a little money or something.
Mm-hmm.
And then they go on their way when you get there. So it's gonna be like that. And they kind of alluded to Pokemon jobs in the very first announcement when you see that the concept art of the Blastoise on the fire truck.
What?
Yeah. It was the very first trailer ever when they first announced On the Moon.
Oh, like the one with the Picky Pecks rendering?
Yeah. There was a concept art of the fire truck with Blastoise on it. And then we also know that like Machoke does moving services from previous games and stuff like that.
Yeah, maybe they'll be emphasizing that more.
Yeah, like Pokemon have like practical uses. Like why not use a Blastoise to put out a fire?
Right.
Why not monetize Charizard Flight and Lapras Swims? You know.
Mm-hmm. As long as they love doing what they're doing, it's not wrong.
Sure.
To monetize it.
Yeah.
So that's just interesting. I mean, if all of the Pokemon you can ride have like a unique title that goes along with the ride, that's crazy.
Yeah.
They're putting so much detail into this game.
Yeah. There's a lot in this game. They're putting a lot into it. And I mean, we've never gone a year without a Pokemon game until now.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, that could be why.
It's showing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why they're not putting together just a copy and paste Pokemon game.
Mm-hmm.
Last thing that we learned alongside this trailer from last Thursday is that our next bit of news will be coming out 2 days from now.
Wow.
Wednesday, September 14th.
Oh, I have the day off that day.
Good, you can stay home all day and read the news as soon as you wake up, because that's probably when it will be released for us.
That's 1 day from now. That's tomorrow.
Oh, we release these on Tuesdays now.
Yeah.
That's tomorrow.
That's tomorrow.
Again, this always happens to us. They always drop a brand new trailer 1 day after we release this show. Such as, or last week when they dropped that giant trailer on the day of release.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's gonna conclude our news segment.
It's a huge news segment, so we are going to barrel through this next segment.
Barrel roll through it.
And might we say what that segment is called?
Sure, let's want to count down from 3?
3,
2,
1.
It's a revolving door of Pokémon.
Wow, wouldn't you know it? It's a revolving door of Pokemon.
I would know it. I've known it for 6 weeks now.
Damn. I've known it for 7.
Yeah, it was your idea a week before we started this. Alright. Charizard. It's our Pokemon of the week.
Shooting flames at me. Make it happen.
We'll see. We'll see if
Charizard
he
is, of course, a fan favorite. We've got the Charmikter here.
Mm-hmm. New regular to the show.
You're right, yeah.
Probably. Hashtag Charmikter.
Hashtag Charmikter. Send us your hashtag, send us your tweets, and you might win one.
Alright, so Charmander. Charmander is a fire-flying type Pokemon.
Charmander.
Charizard is a fire-flying type Pokemon.
Mm-hmm. You might be saying to yourself, but Tommy,
yeah,
this Pokemon has fire breath, big ol' wings, and is reptile-like.
Very
fire flying?
Well, let me tell you.
Surely you mean dragon fire.
I surely do not.
What?
But I will say this. Charizard holds the semi-unique feature. He is
Wow.
one of 2 Pokemon that has 2 Mega Evolutions.
Yeah.
Mega Charizard X, of course, is the Dragon Fire type. Physical attacker, black fire spit coming out of the side of his mouth. Real scary looking dude. And then also Mega Charizard Y, which is the more competitively viable in VGC.
Brings on the drought.
Brings out the sun upon Mega Evolution. Mega Charizard Y definitely ruled the 2014 scene, which led me to build my Mega Tyranitar team. Because my 2014 team was built specifically to counter the Sun teams, because Mega Charizard Y was a beast.
You can read all about Tommy's team from that year on Nugget Bridge with an interview with
the top four,
one of the top four competitors that year, who had a lot to say about Tommy's team and how great it was. So
he beat me by 3 HP.
He barely beat him. You know, there would have been we may not even be here right now
if he did not.
If he lost to you.
Yeah, we
may be in a giant mansion somewhere recording this podcast.
From all that regionals money.
All that regionals 2014 money.
Yep. But yeah, Mega Charizard X is, of course, very popular in singles. OU. Yeah, he's OU. He's not Ubers. With moves such as Dragon Dance, Dragon Claw, Flare Blitz, and the ability Tough Claws, Mega Charizard X deals out huge physical damage. Whereas Mega Charizard Y deals out huge special damage with moves such as Solar Beam and Overheat.
Now, Ash has a Charizard. This is actually the only of his original starter Pokemon that he evolves into a Charizard.
Excuse me?
Yeah.
Butterfree?
Original starters?
Yeah. Oh yeah, he did have one of each, huh?
He has all the starters, man. Squirtle Squad.
A Bulbous.
Getting the Bulbasaur from that breeder. And the Charmander almost dying.
Right.
Yeah, so when he first evolves Charizard, he doesn't want to listen.
Right.
He's a bad boy.
Which is one of the things that, you know, kind of links the game mechanics of Red and Blue version to the anime.
Yeah, when you evolve them too fast or you train them too much, then they don't want to listen to you if you don't have enough badges.
Yeah, your Pokemon get ahead of you.
Yeah, they're like, why I gotta listen to this dumb idiot? Can't even have a badge?
Now, ironically, Ash gets all the badges, and Charizard still does not want to listen to him.
Well, yeah, because Ash sucks.
Well, I think Charizard might just have a little tood.
He does have a tood. He has a great personality in the show. He's become a fan favorite, of course. Charizard, one of the most popular Pokemon of all time.
Yeah, definitely top 3.
Top 3. Pikachu.
Behind Pikachu and Mewtwo.
Charizard, Mewtwo. I have a towel, a beach towel, with all 3 of those on it.
Wow, send me a pic of that towel. So I can put it in the video there.
Okay. It's in my trunk.
Where else would it be?
Well, sometimes you gotta go on surprise beach trips.
Now, Charizard, if you put out that flame on its tail, does it die? Okay. That sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say Charizard has the most emotional characteristics out of any of the Pokemon on the anime. Maybe Pikachu has more. And maybe Meowth.
Yeah, I would say Pikachu, Meowth, Butterfree.
Not Butterfree.
Butterfree, remember Bye Bye Butterfree?
Yeah, Butterfree cried.
Yeah, dude. Sad.
Let's go watch that episode.
Let us know what you think about Charizard. Is he your top 3 favorite Pokemon? Let us know.
Well, he's not our top 3. I was just saying he's like in the top 3 most popular of all time.
Is he your top 3 is what I'm asking.
What's your favorite form of Charizard? You like Classic? You like Mega X? You like Mega Y?
My favorite form of Charizard is Charmander.
I was asking the audience.
Oh.
Why would you think I'm talking to you, Josh?
Yeah, I know. Anyway, guys, let us know. We need to move on to this next segment. Because we're at about 45 minutes now.
Is it time for the topic of the week, would you say?
Time for the topic of
the
the
topic of the week?
show, I would say.
Topic of the show.
We're talking about the alchemy theory in Pokemon Sun and Moon.
Josh, you might be more familiar with this theory than I am.
A little bit. You did just look at it, so I mean, it may be a little bit more fresh in your mind.
Sure. So the theory goes as such. Everything in Pokemon Sun and Moon is related to alchemy. So the starters, the three main bases of alchemy are salt, sulfur, and mercury. Mercury being water, sulfur being fire, and salt being earth. So obviously that relates to the three types. And the symbols for those three, as you can see, most likely, kind of resemble the shapes of the starter Pokemon. And then there's one shape in alchemy that like resembles rocks, which looks like the shape of Rockruff's tail.
Yes. So this could definitely play into that secret we are going to be getting from the that we haven't gotten yet.
Next Korokoro.
Next Korokoro.
Yeah.
Leaks should be coming any day now.
Any second, hopefully.
If they haven't already by the time this is for shooting a little early this week. But I think that this makes a lot of sense. A lot of the evidence is there. Sun and Moon, the Sun and Moon also have a lot to do with alchemy, as well as so like the whole thing with alchemy is basically it's the law of equivalent exchange. So you have to give to get, essentially. But in alchemy, you can say turn something into something else. And so part of that can be the fusing of a Pokemon and a human being.
Right.
And since there's a lot of maybe man-made Pokemon in this game, could they have been alchemically created?
I would say definitely yes. With the Ultra Beasts.
Yeah.
Those could be experiments.
Even the Type
wrong.
Null.
Type Null. Well, Type Null, they were specifically trying to create another Arceus. And just kind of fucked up. And now it's like a gross thing.
Yeah.
But Type Null could just be an attempted Ultra Beast gone wrong.
Yeah.
Do you think there's gonna be like Type Null? You can't find Type Null in the wild, right? That wouldn't make sense with its lore. It's got to be like a legendary, right?
I don't know, but didn't the Team Skull guy have him?
Yeah. Maybe you got to steal it from him.
Ooh boy. Ooh doggy.
Or maybe it cloned itself.
There's some very interesting, I think, ways that this can go. The most experience I have with alchemy is in watching Full Metal Alchemist, the anime. And it can get pretty dark, especially when you're talking about manipulating like human molecular figure, like, and I mean that's how all the events of Full Metal Alchemist start. They try to bring their mom back to life, and they create just like this abomination, like disgusting thing. And since the law of equivalent exchange means that you cannot bring back a life without sacrificing a life, they almost die and they lose part of their bodies, and then that's how they have the metal arms and stuff. So anyway,
so you're thinking like Aether and Skull are trying to make these super strong legendary Pokemon, but something goes wrong and they accidentally merge Lily, making you be one. And then, of course, you said there's 6 Ultra Beasts. Is that confirmed?
I thought I saw that somewhere, but maybe not.
I haven't seen it, but on the Pokemon website it says there like are rumors that there's like multiple Ultra Beasts.
Yeah.
Going around the islands. So
yeah.
There could very easily be 4.
Yeah. So the 4. Ultra Beasts could be the product of the law of equivalent exchange, like balancing itself out, and there being an accident with a human being sucked into human or to Pokemon form.
Right. I agree with that. But okay, this is kind of off topic, but how does Tapu Koko, what's it called? Tapu
The electric fairy.
Yeah. How does that factor in?
Yeah, I think that's. I still think that that's one of the trio.
But there's 4 islands. There's going to be 4 of them.
Yeah, I don't know.
There's so many legendaries in this game.
Yeah, maybe there are a bunch of type nulls.
Maybe, but that doesn't really make sense with the lore.
It doesn't, but I mean, they could have had maybe type nulls come in different forms, but they're just type nulls, like unknown. And there's just a bunch of failed experiments.
That'd be crazy.
Yeah.
If everyone's type null looked different.
Yeah.
That's too crazy. I don't think they'd go that far.
That'd be cool. But like if there's, say, like maybe there are like a total of like 10 in each game.
Sure.
You know.
If you happen to stumble upon one, you're lucky. You better catch it.
Yeah.
Okay. Bringing it back to the alchemy theory here. So this theory is really supported by Solgaleo, being a steel psychic type, because the only explanation for that typing is the like alchemy legend of the lion eating the sun.
Right. Right. Yes, that's the one. That's what I was gonna say.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's the story that I've heard before. This was like early days of Sun and Moon being announced, and everyone was talking about it. So we have even more evidence now than we did then. So
okay, so this is my question.
But that was the story that kind of started it. We knew the type, and we knew the starters, and that's it.
So here's my main question. Why this theory is important. So if this is true, and Pokemon's going with this theme of alchemy and Rockruff and the starters, do you really represent these bases of alchemy? What do you think that means for their final evolutions? And what that secret behind them is.
Right. So last week we speculated and thought maybe we confirmed that the day and night cycles would determine what form your final evolution took. Meaning you can switch back and forth each way. I don't think that that's out of the question still, knowing all the alchemy stuff.
You confirmed it.
Yeah, well, it is confirmed, as per our last video. However, since they all share the same secret, maybe, I don't know. See, that's harder because that's
even if this is the answer, like the secret would still like be vaguely related to the alchemy theory. You know, it wouldn't be like in your face about it. So I don't know. I have no idea what it could be.
I think it's still. It still could be different forms. I think there's room there in alchemy for form changing. I mean, that's what it is.
Well, isn't it trying to change a substance into its purest form?
Yeah, I think that's like
purest elemental form.
Yeah, I think that's what real life alchemy is.
Yeah. Right. Well, are we talking about fantasy alchemy?
Probably. In Pokemon, probably.
Okay. But yeah, I think the most obvious answer is obviously they're going to have different types. Their final evolutions are going to have different forms with different types.
Yeah. And I mean, we'll hopefully find out pretty soon.
Tomorrow, we got some big news coming tomorrow.
Yeah.
As well as some big announcement alongside the anime episode this week.
Oh, I can't wait.
So
I want to know everything.
So, I mean, and at this rate, they're releasing trailers every few days.
Yeah. It's a lot.
It's getting a little crazy.
But we're nearing the end of this wait of the whole thing.
Even with all this information they've given us,
I'm still so stoked to play it.
I still have no idea what this game is like about.
I mean, look at us talking about it. I mean, we have, I think, a much better idea of what it could be. We have these two possibly like warring factions that you're kind of just in the middle of, you know?
Maybe.
And even
I don't think you're in the middle of it. I think you're solidly with Team Aether, right?
Yeah. Well, you're with Kukui and probably Ether, like, along the way, you know? So...
Yeah. I hope so.
Yeah. It seems like there's a lot
going on. This game seems huge.
Yeah. I'm ridiculously excited to play this game still.
As am I.
I am going to just fucking
plop and play.
I'm gonna plop and play all day, every day. I don't even have to request the week off.
Alright guys, so that's gonna wrap up this video. Tell us what you think about the alchemy method, if we kind of missed anything about it, or if you want to add to what we said about it.
Yeah. Do you have any theories based on the alchemy theory about what the evolutions of the starters in Rockruff could be? Let us know that. You can also tweet us at Vangeared. We'll get those tweets over there.
Mm-hmm. And as always, we'll see you next week with more big news.
Big news.
More another revolving door of Pokemon.
That's true.
Leave a comment below. Which Pokemon do you want to hear us talk about?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We were doing polls before. We'll do another poll next week.
As well as another topic of the show. So we'll see you then next Tuesday on episode 7 of Critical
Chit-Chat.
I'm Tommy. He's Josh. Bye.
Hasta luego. I mean, Tuesday.